Oh my god, what are you doing?
Sending a dinosaur.
Oh yeah, that's you.
Okay.
To the girl to cancel your date.
Wait, you should send her the like.
Send her the ones like this.
Send her like the like a video of you pretending to be the dinosaur, like.
Hey, sorry, I can't make the date today.
I got trapped as a dinosaur. It was literally a pickle. No, sorry.
I'm not getting that reference.
Different reference.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Different reference for a different crowd.
Yeah. Okay, let's
Pickle
go ahead
Rick?
and get started.
Like he turned his grandfather.
Oh, like Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Rick.
Right.
What's that one
Morty.
thing that Keke Palmer does?
You know it ain't.
I don't know
You
who
know
it
it ain't.
The Stallion.
Yeah, something like that.
Are we on? Are we live?
Yeah, we are live.
Are we recording?
We have been. I did.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I did say that.
And for the lady.
I thought we were planning out what we were gonna do. That's on me.
Well,
Where do I look?
I got at us. You don't really have to look at the lens.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this
It was dehumanizing.
just now, actually.
What?
But I've never
You
been able to see a guest we've had.
Oh, because of my big fat
Because
head.
your big freaking head.
A nest.
I'm not always in the middle.
You've never seen a nest before? Partner?
What?
Look at that spider circling it. It's just a little tiny one.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's eating above.
Oh,
Good.
perfect.
Thank God.
Is it really?
Cool.
Yeah, it was just circling it.
Oh my
Talk
god,
about
that's
Natural
beautiful.
Geographic.
Maybe we should just release.
Natural Geographic.
Maybe we national. Maybe that's the key. So they're not gonna come spray
We
for
need to
our
release
apartment.
spiders
We
in
need
our-
to release spiders, and they'll kill the roaches.
Don't say their name.
Yo, have either of y'all seen Fallout, the TV show?
Yeah.
No, didn't it come out literally 2 seconds ago?
No,
Yeah, I mean,
it's really good.
I've just seen the first 2 episodes, but
Oh,
No, I watched all of them.
But basically,
so it was
that would make sense. The
I'm
second
a
episode,
really big Fallout fan, so
there's,
watch
like-
what you say.
there's giant roaches, but they've
Spoiler.
evolved where they're like,
Ew.
Like, were they mean? Roaches are my worst fucking enemy.
I don't know if you
Wait, are we
heard.
allowed to cut them?
Yeah, let's just keep it to a minimum.
Professor, comment down below if you're still watching this. Have you been watching these?
I think so.
Prove
He's
it.
at least watching part of them.
Professor, prove it.
Come be a guest.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started.
Shall we?
Today we are joined on the couch with my roommate, Ashley.
Producer.
Yes, this is the producer you guys always hear about.
Our
Whenever we
terrible
do-
producer.
Whenever we
Who
turn
never
to the
does
side and
anything.
say producer.
I literally run this entire show.
Right. It's usually if you ever hear like the stove like on in the background or like the water running, this is the source of the noise.
Yeah.
Today I think we're going to Ashley had a great idea to do to talk about book to TV and film adaptations.
The best and the worst. And the mid.
And then also I think Ashley might just throw in some favorite movies and least favorite movies.
I can throw that in. I got some
as she pleases. What?
Ashley might just throw up.
Honestly, she might.
That's why
I
we wrote
just,
the ball.
she's unpredictable.
That's our ball. Yeah.
Okay, let's kick it off. What do you want to start with?
Kick who?
It.
Off?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We lost him as a sponsor too?
Yeah.
Wait, who?
It. Don't worry, Joe Biden's still here.
Not over that stunt you pulled last week.
What'd you do last week?
No, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
What did I do last week? I wasn't here last week.
You turned into a dinosaur.
Yeah, that's right.
Before we go any further, I just want to say a huge thank you to the Democratic National Convention for sponsoring this video.
We upgraded.
Donald Trump save us. Donald Trump save us. Save us.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Speaking of,
What a great segue, Alex.
Thank you.
Let's just start with that then.
so one of, dare I say, the best book to movie adaptation.
You can say the best.
I think I will say the best because none other honestly come to mind. The Hunger Games.
If that wasn't clear.
Right off the bat.
That's good.
Jennifer Lawrence. Need I say more?
What did you
Peter Malark. Josh.
Right.
Like, literally, probably my first, like, visceral crush. I don't know why I said visceral.
What is visceral?
I don't know.
I think it means like
Like real?
like moving your full body.
Gyrational.
That is another good word for
We can cut that segment.
You're thrusty.
I think what she's trying to say is that was her sexual
My
awakening.
crushy washy. Yeah, Peter Malark.
Yeah.
Which, come to find
You
out,
get an
he's
arc.
like 5'3", which is shorter than me
He's
now.
like 5'7".
I think he's like 5'7".
5'8", maybe?
But
Someone look it up.
You're
Producer.
the producer.
my phone is being used.
We
right
really
now.
gotta get a producer up in here.
Every time I take a sip of this, I'm expecting to taste pumpkin spice latte.
Oh. Sorry.
It's okay, just don't do it again.
Okay. I was expecting them to
He's
be
5'5", so I was closer.
That's so sad.
Yeah, which is shorter than me. So
Can you stand up? That's shorter than you?
I'm not
Please don't
honest.
make my friend stand up right now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could, I guess. I suppose.
Make sure you're still in frame though.
So, like,
so you're way
He's
out of
smaller
frame.
than that?
Josh Hutcherson.
He's smaller.
He's smaller than that?
Shut up, mister.
No, wait, stand up again. I'm gonna put him next to you.
For reference,
Life
I'm-
size model.
I'm 5'6" and 3/4.
I'm gonna put him right next to you.
I
like,
just had
life
my
size
physical.
model.
I just had my annual physical, so I know how tall I am.
Hey, okay. I'm gonna take that out of the frame.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 5'5", so no luck there.
Damn it. Well, I mean, you know you love your short guy.
I
your
know, I
short
do.
McCain,
It
so.
really, it must have been him who
Mhm.
did that to me.
Who did that to me?
We're talking to you, James.
James, Tom Holland, Dylan Ryan, they're all up there, about 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah. Dylan O'Brien, is that size?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
size?
Is that size? So tell me when.
He's fun size.
Do you have anything in particular that you like other than the cast from that film?
I really love the way Jennifer, I mean, I guess that has to do with the cast, but I think Jennifer Lawrence, like, portrayed the thinking of Katniss so well.
Mhm.
Like, I distinctly remember being in first grade, or whatever grade I was in when this movie came out, and I had this girl who I hated. I hold grudges. Not a fan of her. Her name was Reagan. Is Reagan. Sorry, not was.
Oh.
Her name is Reagan.
Name drop.
And she, I don't know her last name, but I just
Don't
wanted-
say it.
This is
Viewers, go
really
ahead and
this
dox Reagan to the internet. Egg her house. Do what you
at
do.
her house. She was just annoying. I don't know. We were like friends, but I wasn't a fan of her. And she was like, I wonder how they're gonna like narrate Katniss thinking, because she thinks a lot. And I was like, Jennifer Lawrence can do it.
Dude, what do you mean?
Like in the book, like Katniss like has a lot of thoughts basically, because like
Oh, instead of dialogue?
It's like her
Yeah.
POV, so
Okay.
it's
because
like
it's like her POV. Like I mean, we were in like first or second grade, so like realistically, how much critical thinking were we doing?
Right.
Zero.
Well, that Reagan girl was kind of brilliant. Just thinking
Yeah, I mean, it was a
about
good question, but like it worked.
Reagan fan club.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a Reagan fan club. Sorry.
Reagan t-shirts.
I support Reagan.
That may go over wrong.
Team Reagan.
Team Reagan.
Reagan
Oh, you should-
2024.
It should be like a red T-shirt, maybe as well,
Maybe.
with
With like an American flag and like a,
Ooh, that's
maybe
so
like a
good.
2024 on there.
and like the
You
prayer
guys should
hand
do graphic
emoji.
design.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy. You're just coming up to this out of the blue.
Ooh,
Yeah.
The A in Reagan can be the prayer hand emoji,
Oh.
and the E can be the American flag.
That's good. Never seen
Did
that
someone
before.
taking notes? Producer?
Producer.
Professor, if you're watching, bring this up in class so we know that you're listening.
Bring up
Show up
Reagan.
in class with the shirt on.
Show up in class with Reagan.
That's ridiculous.
I wonder what she's up to.
Wait, guys, can I say something off topic that you probably have to cut as well? But just I want to share.
Makes
yeah,
sense.
but are you
I've been-
canceling your date?
I already did.
Thank God. Thank God. I was really
Alex
upset.
was like, I have a hard out at 5. And then he was like, actually, I could cancel what I'm doing. And then I said, what are
I
you
just
doing?
don't feel mentally ready. Anyways,
Do you like? Can we like discuss this?
not on camera.
We'll discuss it after. We'll off.
I've been really into
What are we
scalping
gonna do
recently.
on here?
Scalping?
Wait, what did he say?
He's been really into scalping.
Oh, like the history of it? That's kind of interesting.
Just like the act of it, like not.
Well,
Like, I don't want to commit it, but I'm reading this book about...
I kind of wonder what it would feel like.
Yeah, I'm reading this book about... It's called
It's got
Lonesome
chills.
Dove. It's about, like, cowboys or whatever. And I took it.
Is it like
credit,
Brokeback
'cause it
Mountain?
was this, no, but it's this... He wrote the screenplay.
Read this
for it.
excerpt.
Okay.
Oh, he did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna paraphrase. So basically, he pulls out the...
So basically...
They're in this group, 3 Native Americans, 2 white dudes.
Mhm.
One of the white dudes just got shot. Dogface struggled for breath, a pool of blood beneath his legs, yet he wasn't dead.
Yet.
There's-
Interesting. Is this like historical fiction or is it like real?
Kinda. It's it's just a fiction. Anyways, I just want to share that.
Have you read the book The
That's gonna be
Nightingale?
cut.
Huh?
Have you read The Nightingale?
The what?
Nightingale? Wait, did I say that?
Yeah, that's right.
Nightingale.
No.
You would like it.
What's it about? Scalping.
You would like it. Next question.
So
It's
my
about a nightingale, obviously.
So my next favorite movie is
Catching Fire.
starring Jennifer Lawrence.
Can we talk about how Catching Fire is one of the best films
So
ever to
good.
be
You,
made?
I think you've already mentioned this, but we can talk about it.
Okay, sorry. Last year I watched it 12 times in the span of 3 months.
Interesting. Where do you get the time for that? You don't do much, do you?
And yet you're always busy.
Watching
It's like
Catching
on in the
Fire.
background while I'm doing things.
Just doing dishes. Is that
Yeah,
what you
they're
said?
just like
Just
screaming.
Only when he's doing
I
dishes.
walk around with a mirror so I can set up the mirror anywhere and just watch it on the TV.
I recently started watching Glee, and the other day I was
Yeah, it's
doing
weird.
I was doing my hair, and I was
It's so weird. I walk in. What was the thing I walked in?
the scene you saw was I was washing dishes, so I wasn't seeing it. I had to rewind, but Brittany, can't remember her name. Brittany, she's one of the cheerleaders. She had invited Artie, the kid in the wheelchair,
Wheelchair.
to her house so that she could hook up with him. And
Can he do that?
there's more backstory to it. But what Ashley walked in on is Brittany lifting Artie out of his wheelchair and placing him on the bed.
Oh
He
wow.
was like this tiny little man.
That's kind of adorable.
Like he was
And
that
then
little
her
size.
mounting him.
Yeah. When I opened that door over there, I open it and I just see a woman in a girl in a cheerleading outfit carrying this like fun-sized boy
Fun-sized boy.
over to
The one
a
thing,
bed and then just
the one thing this
Falling on top
show,
of
What was she singing?
she wasn't singing in this point.
Yeah.
This was the serious part.
Yeah.
yeah, she was about to make him sing. Thank you, everybody.
It's good.
I'll be here every night.
One thing about the show, and they do address it often, but is how much they sexualize these high schoolers.
For sure.
Because obviously the actors themselves are not high school age, but they're playing high schoolers. And they do mention it a few times, like they were doing an episode where they were doing Rocky Horror, and they had to like adjust things, and they were like, they ended up not doing it. Spoiler alert, they just did it for themselves. But yeah, they do sexualize them quite a bit. And it's just like, fine. It's fine. They're in Glee Club, it's fine.
Yeah.
They're just expressing themselves.
They're in Glee
Yeah,
Club,
for
so it's
sure.
different for them.
Yeah, Glee's one of my favorite book to TV adaptations.
Okay, I forgot why I brought it up, but
Manga.
it was
Manga.
Yeah.
It was brought up for a
Anime to
reason,
live
so-
action.
That's my favorite anime.
Okay, what's next?
Next up is Harry Potter,
Woo!
which I've never actually read. Wait, isn't Game of Thrones a book?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now we can talk about ACOTAR. My favorite.
We're just breezing through. You just wanted to list them out.
I just want to talk about ACOTAR.
So Harry Potter, it exists.
It exists.
Next.
And it's great.
And it's awesome. I've never read it. I am happy for anyone that does. And I feel like I've seen people say it's a really good
Really good.
movie.
Yeah.
from a book. Anyway, Avatar. So, if you guys haven't heard of a little book called A Court of Thorns and Roses, woo! Clapping. Everyone's clapping! It's this really cool book series by Sarah J. Maas. I don't know how you say her last name. All respect, though, if she's watching this.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Comment down something below.
Don't make a movie.
Venmo us money.
Yeah.
You know you got it.
Basically, my opinion on it is that it should not be turned into a TV show or movie.
Unless it's gonna have the budget of like Game of Thrones or something like that for each episode, or if it's a movie for like movie series. Like,
you know that they will turn it into something though.
I mean, it's in the talks to be turned into something already. Sarah J. Maas was sitting down with Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
She was seen sitting down.
She was out to coffee with Margot Robbie.
Margot.
Why?
This is like
she's
too
got her.
silly.
I need something.
Is this like a serious book?
Yeah, but Margot, it's like fairy smut. So Margot's production company has done a lot of things. Like they did
Game of Thrones.
They did I, Tonya. They did Promising Young Woman. Like obviously Barbie, but then they did The Maid on Netflix.
Oh wow, I love that.
So they've done a lot of like range. What?
Yeah. Wait, I didn't say anything.
Can you talk about like what the premise of the book?
So
is?
it's completely completely fantasy, which like this was the first book I've ever read that's like fantasy. Like most books that I read are like historical fiction or like at least somewhat set in like a normal setting. But basically this is like a completely different world and like different landscape and everything. And the main character is this girl named Feyre. I think that's name.
It's one of those where you read it and you pronounce it one way and then you hear someone say it out loud and you like want to.
It sounds much better like when you're reading it in your head. I don't know, but it's like Feyre. Like that's how you say it.
Yeah.
She was a Feyre.
Right? That's
basically it's kind of like, I'm like, why are we naming her this if there's fairies too? But they're not also fairies, they're like fae. Yeah. And it's just, they never called them actually fairies.
It's very complicated, which I think was why I never read fantasy before, because I was like, I don't want to learn. I just want to read.
But basically it's this girl who is living in poverty in this village.
Yeah. She's, like her dad was a merchant, but then he like lost his fortune. Her mom died. Like her dad's leg was broken. He can't work.
So she basically has to like hunt for food.
Yeah, she
for her family.
She's like the only one who like stuck up. Yeah, it's like Katniss vibes. She uses a bow and arrow. Mm-hmm. She like stuck up for her family to like.
Can I have it?
Yeah, you can borrow it. I feel like you would. Well, didn't James like it?
James liked it. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. He read all of them, or just the
first? He just read the first one. He also. Have you read Fourth Wing?
No, I've been avoiding it.
Yeah, he read Fourth Wing and he liked this better than Fourth Wing because he was not a huge fan of Fourth Wing.
Okay.
He was like, He was like, it's very clearly written like for a girl to read.
This one, at least the first one, has a lot. It's not as much like sex and stuff as like people make it seem like. Like the second one apparently is a lot. I haven't finished the second one.
That Mist and Fury.
Yeah, that Mist and Fury.
But it is a lot about like it's a mist. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so she basically like
she has
her family. She has to like help her family survive essentially.
And she like one day she like kills this wolf. Who she knew, like, backhand, like, subconsciously, she knew he was, like, a fairy. And so, that's the other thing. There's a rival between the humans and the fairies. Like, they don't like each other.
And there's a wall that, like, separates them.
So, but some of the fairies turn into animals and you can just kill them?
Yeah, the fairies can, like, shift.
Okay.
When you say it out loud.
Okay. No, go on.
When you say it out loud, it's not, like, you know. But basically, she kills a fairy. And then this guy comes like hunting for her and is like, you killed my best friend. And
he's like, you have to.
It's like a life for a life kind of thing.
No, but like you have to come live.
He's like, I either kill you right now or like you can come live with me across in like where the fairies live.
Okay.
And so she like.
But she doesn't want to like leave her family and like.
There's rumors that like where the.
Die.
Yeah, but there's rumors that like where the fairy live, like they torture humans and like stuff like that. So that's like the thing. Like fairies hate humans and humans hate fairies. So it's like she's like, am I gonna go just be tortured and like be his like slave every day, or like am I just gonna die? So she decides to go with him because she's like,
it is hot.
Escape. Yes.
So this is love interest.
Yeah, but she hasn't seen him yet.
Oh
She hasn't
yeah,
seen
I
him
forget.
Because he's like, they can. I'm not
They
gonna
can
say it.
shift.
I'm not
So
gonna
he's
say
in
it.
animal form.
What form is he in?
He's like this monster guy. Like she describes
Oh,
it.
I remember it
She
now.
describes it. It's really hard for me to picture. It's like a bear, but also like a wolf, but also like a, I don't know, just like this really huge like beast, basically. Like it makes me think of like Beauty and the Beast,
Okay.
like that thing. That's what
Yeah.
I kind of picture.
Oh yeah, so she doesn't know what he actually looks like in his
Yeah.
like human type form, like in his fairy form.
Yeah.
And she like goes to live with him, and I think it's called. Actually, I can't remember what the place is called. Or I don't want to get up right now. But she like goes to live with him, and my point with like why I think it would be very difficult to turn it into like a TV show or a movie is like similar to what Reagan said. And I'll come back to Reagan.
Oh yeah.
With the Hunger Games, like I think it would be very difficult to portray everything.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, there's a lot to it.
Yeah, you'd have to have really good actors to like convey emotions and stuff like that, and then also like there's so much sneaky stuff. Like a lot of time, like me and Katie will say that like Sarah J. Maas is like the Taylor Swift of like books.
Ooh.
Like she loves a good
Agree.
Easter egg,
Yes.
and like she likes to like weave things in.
Mhm.
But I think the reason also you would like it is there's like a lot of like conflict too, and there's like
There's a lot of
war
conflict.
and like between the different like villages and stuff. And
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's like Warcraft type.
yeah,
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
This feels like very much like a summertime book too.
yeah. I think it's a good. It would be
I
a good
read it
book.
because of Brittany Broski actually.
This is a hot take. I think her other series, Throne of Glass, which she wrote when she was 16, is better than Akadar.
Okay.
I'm on the last book of that series right now, and
How many books are in this series?
5.
5, I think. Yeah.
Well-
But they're all varying sizes. Like I think.
That's the biggest.
No. There's one bigger.
I think there's only one that's bigger though.
There's
the
only
rest
one
are
that's
like,
bigger than that. The other are probably smaller.
The rest are either the red size or smaller.
Yeah.
My problem with books like this is like once I read the first one, I have to read all of them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing right now. Like I read the first 3 and I have to finish the last 3
Yeah.
because like what was
What's
the
the
point of even
point?
starting?
Right.
Yeah. I have like no self-control when it comes to books. Like I'll tell Lily I'm going to bed and then be up until like 1 a.m. just because I'm reading.
She just wanted to get away from me. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, I'll like tell myself, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I get in bed and I'm like, but what if?
And then
What
I'll say
chapter?
like, let me know if like the TV's too loud. And she's like, no, I can't even hear it. And then she's probably hearing like them, like these high schoolers scream their heads off. To
Right,
the song.
the Glee Club.
The Glee Club.
Yeah.
The Gleeks.
The Gleeks.
Um,
Anyway, that's my opinion. I don't think it. That's my opinion. What's that mean? She's like, that's my opinion. Anyway,
yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't think it should be a book or I mean, I don't think it should
Yeah.
be a movie or a show because like, I think it would be poorly done.
Yeah.
It could like very easily be messed up, and then everyone would hate on it and be like, oh, this is a terrible book, probably.
There's like such a big influx of adaptation
Right.
stuff. Like they had Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming out with season 2 of House of the Dragon, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They just did Fallout. They did The Last of Us. Like they're doing like it's like oh my gosh, and it's like it's hard to decide if it's like good or not because
Right.
there's so much of it,
Yeah.
and like I feel like I don't know, they're like almost rushing,
Yeah.
trying to get all this like content out.
That's what I think. That's what I fear they would do to like this. Is they would like rush, and then it would be awful.
Yeah.
Also, when you were saying that, it made me think: is the entirety of Marvel like an adaptation? Like
Kind
'cause
of.
comic books,
They take some creative liberties with it, but
Right. but like theoretically, like
Like
yeah,
storyline
starting
wise.
out.
yeah, because
It's a
there
book
also
movie.
are so many different like comic series
Yeah.
for each character.
Right.
So they kind of like pick and choose
Which stories they're
which
gonna do.
storylines
Yeah,
to
that's true.
follow. But now they're so that they've introduced like the multiverse and stuff.
Right.
There are endless possibilities.
I think there's also like in movies and TV shows they're like almost picking from stuff that was like commercially popular in other
Right.
spheres, and now they're just like trying to transfer it
Yeah.
instead of just like making original stuff.
True. Because it's probably easier.
Well, like with the live action remakes and everything, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, we don't need another live action. We want something original. Which
I'll
I
take a
think
live-action
people.
remake of Princess and the Frog or whatever.
Yeah, I think the live action
I think
remakes,
that'll be good.
stuff like that is just like the news for those is almost just like louder than the. Because there is so much original stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Like
that's
if you do like actually pay attention to like the trades and stuff, you can see all these movies that are being put in festivals and whatnot. But people are just like, one announcement for a live action thing comes out and everyone's like, we don't need another live action. Make something original. I'm like, they are making stuff that's original.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you don't want to see it, don't watch it.
If they made a Princess and the Frog though,
That would be terrifying.
riddle me this. Like the
I'm
frog's
scared.
gonna be kind of ugly.
The frogs and every animal. There's too many
Everything.
animals.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. The lightning bug. How would they do that?
Really?
Right.
I mean, it would just be kind of like probably the like the Lion King live action.
I've never watched it.
But like, can you
It was
picture
good.
it? Oh.
Just picture animals.
That technology, the animation technology is really good now. Where it wouldn't, if they actually put the
Yeah,
money
look at that,
into
yeah.
it, it wouldn't look bad.
Yeah.
But
It's just like maintaining that cartoonish feel
Mm-hmm.
and like expression to like a
Yeah.
real animal doesn't translate. Some
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
disappointed.
yeah, I don't know.
People are disappointed a lot of times.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just adaptations are such a funny subject.
Okay. Anyway, what's another one?
I like how we just talked about the books that don't even have adaptations yet. You just want to talk about the book.
I just want to talk.
Wait, so
But-
what happens?
Well, I can tell you.
You have to read it.
Do you want to read it, or do you want me to tell you?
Well, I'm gonna
No.
forget.
Yeah.
They
Well,
fall in love. Okay, cool. She becomes
She
a fairy.
stays with this one guy.
yeah, the guy. There ends up
Tamlin.
being Tamlin. Is his
I
name?
like that name.
He's like.
His name.
He's like basically that he's saying he like lies to her a bunch and it's like there's a curse and like they have like magic.
Naturally.
Sorry. Like there's a curse, like our magic is like failing, like blah blah blah. But what it really is this bad fairy, the villain, Amarantha,
Yeah.
like
This is
make
bad person.
Mhm.
make the humans like their slaves and everything.
So bad fairy is what-
Very bad fairy.
Mhm.
Yeah. And she gave Tamlin like some sort of like curse, or what it was like a bargain.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna touch you there.
Cold.
She like made a bargain with Tamlin, I think is what it was, and she was like, if you can make a human fall in love with you, within like 50 years,
50,
which
that's a lot.
the fairies are like immortal, so 50 years is like whatever. But she's like, you have 50 years, and if you can make a human who like hates fairies fall in love with you, then like your curse will be free or whatever. Obviously like not gonna happen because the humans were like scared of fairies, so like who would willingly go kill a fairy? And that's what Feyre did. Like she willingly killed this wolf that she knew was a fairy just because she like hated them. Like she
Okay.
was like whatever. So it happened, and then like she runs away from Tamlin.
So he told her this.
He didn't tell. He like couldn't tell her, but it was basically like it was getting so bad.
It was kind of like a Little Mermaid type deal.
yeah. It was kind of like Little Mermaid, where like the part of the curse was like they couldn't say, like
Yeah.
they couldn't explain their situation. Like he had to get her to fall in love with him. It's like Beauty and
Because
the
it couldn't be
Beast.
fake.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's was inspired by.
So it's like
Beauty and the
every
Beast.
Disney movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I think, but I genuinely think it was like kind of a Beauty and the Beast inspiration thing. I think like she said
Yeah.
that before, where like he couldn't tell her like his curse basically.
But I don't give her away too much because that is a lot. But like I think you
Oh,
actually should read it. I think you would like it.
Oh okay, yeah.
Okay.
I liked it. I thought it was good. But I think her other series is better.
Yeah.
Just because her other series,
And if you
What
don't
is
like
that
it,
about?
your money back guaranteed.
I like this one better because it has a lot of different perspectives. Like it's not just the main character.
Because it has more
Yeah.
sex.
No, it doesn't actually. It has less. Because
Oh.
she wrote it when she was 16.
Oh
so
my
she- I don't think she had a lot of sex in it.
Have you ever heard of Wattpad? Sorry.
Oh.
I've never. What's that?
Oh, I didn't say it was not.
I just assumed, kids with their technology these days.
Oh, you're
I just assumed
crazy.
it was probably that. That's all.
Anyway.
Anyways, moving on.
Um,
I definitely don't have it downloaded.
Yeah. But basically, it would not be good as an adaptation
Yeah.
unless they actually put the
Unless
money
they had a Game of
into
Thrones.
it.
Like,
yeah,
Game
literally
of
like
Thrones is this
a $20 million per episode budget.
Yeah. It would be, I think it'd be very difficult. Also, it's so long. like making that would be probably
because it would probably
I
be
feel like you would need 2
a
seasons
book
per
a
book.
season or
Oh,
two.
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, and there's just it's so much
Yeah.
detail, and you don't want
Yeah.
to leave anything out. That's why books are like
Yes.
really good for this stuff, is because you can put so much on a page.
Right.
That like in like a script, a page essentially equals like a minute, but in a book, there's so
You
much
literally
more on
so
it. So it's
much.
like there's
Yeah.
and there's all this backstory
Yeah.
and
Like
world building.
even like we were talking about Hunger Games before, and like I love Hunger Games. I think it was really great, but I distinctly remember like being in the movie theater. I keep in mind I don't remember how young I was, but I was like decently young when this came out, and I was like whispering to my mom all of the stuff that they did wrong, or like all of the stuff that was different. I would be like, "Well, Katniss did," and she had to like take me out of the theater and be like, "You have to stop."
Shut up.
Like, I was probably pissing off everyone in my row. I did not have any self-awareness that day. But I, like, even a book like that, or even, like, a movie that did such a good job, like,
Yeah.
I was, like, what, 10? And I was like, no, maybe not 10.
I don't know.
What, I'm 21.
Are you?
Yeah. Was that 11 years ago? Shut up. Was that 11 years ago? Guys, calm down. The Hunger Games, 2012. 12, yeah, it was 12 years ago. Yeah, so I was, like, 9 or 10.
I feel like also with those things, like when they're being adapted and whatnot, it's almost like to a certain extent they're just like catering to people who haven't read like the source
Right.
material too, because like obviously the people who do read it are not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Like that was me
Like,
when
you
I saw
can't
the
please
new
everybody.
Hunger Games movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, man, they left out so much good stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
wasn't Diana saying she like finished it like minutes before she walked into the theater, and so
Yeah.
everything was like fresh on her mind, and
That
she
was
was
a
like,
mistake.
yeah.
See, I haven't read the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, so like
But you still haven't seen.
I
the
also haven't seen
yeah.
the movie.
Do you need to take that?
That's my dad. No.
Oh, okay.
They're in a fight right now.
But I didn't know your last name was Work.
It's new.
Wait, do you guys do that? Like
What?
put like dad and then like your last name?
No, but it said Dad. Work.
I didn't know.
I just mine's
You?
just Dad
No, I don't.
Gator
James
emoji.
does that, and I think
Really?
it's so weird. Like
He says Dad.
it says like Dad Braswell, and it says like
Does he
Mom
have
Braswell.
multiple dads?
My favorite is like the like the in case of emergency thing. Like Lauren, her parents are like literally says like ice.
Oh
Mom.
yeah, I've seen that.
I'm just like, I mean, I
What?
guess it's so like if an emergency happens and like someone
Oh.
paramedic has to like, so they
I
know
have
that it's
some-
like your
Well, is it
actual.
I have the thing
update?
where you can do like emergency. Wait, I don't
Yeah.
even know how you
I'm
get
sure
to it.
there
But,
was
like,
a-
on your
yeah,
lock screen, there's
yeah.
a thing where you can slide to get to emergency contacts, and like I have my family like
Yeah.
in that. That's so
I
funny.
don't know.
I always see that on your phone, and that's what that means. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because
I thought
someone
it was
else
like she was gonna ice you.
No.
Like she was.
I remember
planning
someone
on
else in high school had that too, but I can't remember.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense than what I had made up in my head.
Why was that funny?
It's like a reminder. I need to ice mom.
I literally was like,
Need to
Ice
sing
mom
ice
when
on
get
mom.
home.
I genuinely could not think of another explanation, which is strange because that makes so much like logical sense.
Me with my dad from Cuba. Ice dad. Send him back. Got that.
Is your dad gonna watch this?
Cuba, if you're
Yeah,
watching.
my dad is our sponsor, Joe Biden.
Oh. Okay.
He's from Cuba?
Joseph Hussein Biden.
Anyway.
Hey, I started rewatching Veep. Sorry, didn't mean to touch you.
What's that?
Veep?
Yeah.
It's this show about this woman who's the vice president. It's funny because it's not realistic.
That was cool.
What did you say?
So you've like been vice president before?
It's about you, is that what you said?
Mm-mm.
Anyway, so back to books.
My favorite.
I know you haven't seen it, but I briefly want to talk about Normal People
Yeah.
because it was my first book I ever read when I got
Baby's first
When
book.
I-
Like 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yesterday.
No, but
When
when
she learned how to
when I
read.
learned how to read, like after elementary school and stuff, reading generally this is the first book I read after like
When did it? Wow.
I
So
don't
it
know.
was like a long time ago.
this was sophomore year
She's like really old.
of college.
Oh. Wait, where was
that-
that?
my
where was
reading
the little
era.
Intro going? Oh.
My reading era in sophomore year. Remember, Alex, when you would come home from class and I'd be on the couch reading a book.
No.
It only lasted for like 2
They,
months.
Like, I
they
have no memory of
used to live together in a house
Yes.
that they shared, and it
Yes.
was because they were married and they had like a
Yes, and
joint
we had a
bank
divorce.
account.
Yeah,
And
and then I
everything.
found out she's actually Jewish.
Got that.
No, I'm leaving that.
Oh wow.
But basically, normal people. I read it because I think Sam told me that it was like
Yeah.
the best book to TV show adaptation she had like
Really?
read and watched. Like, and so I read the book and then I watched the show. Also, it's really good. It's
Okay.
like devastating, but like really good.
Okay.
But yeah, genuinely, like I don't feel like there was any details left out. It was like a limited series show. It was like a 12 episodes
Yeah.
something, and like the book's not that long if you like look at it. So it pretty much matched the book like very well. Like I think there was only a few little things left out, but for the most part, like their characters were exactly what I was envisioning pretty much.
Have you guys seen the stuff for It Ends With Us?
I was gonna bring that up too
Yeah.
because
What is
with it's that book next.
Is that the one with like the two guys and like what you know that they die in the end?
No.
Okay.
No,
Never mind.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
No, this is the one. It's one of the Colleen Hoover books, but it's what's her face.
Wow,
Can
wow.
we get like a?
Blake Lively is gonna
Yeah,
be in it.
it's so upsetting.
But the pictures, like from the set, have been some of the pictures from the set have been leaked, and it looks so bad,
Really?
I'm really
like
scared.
really bad.
What is
The
that
girl,
about?
the main character is like weird.
I'm trying to remember what
like
it's about.
I like love women.
It's this girl.
Love women.
It's about this girl,
Not that one.
Lily Bloom, I think.
Yeah, her name
Her
is
name's Lily Bloom, and she works in a flower shop.
That was her dream. No, but it's like a weird flower shop. Like she
It
wants
has
like
magic. There's fairies.
Like
There's
these
fairies.
flowers are black roses, and
Yeah.
we're gonna make a bouquet of all black flowers.
Like, it's like
It's like an emo shop.
It's like
but it's like
steampunk,
like pick me.
yeah.
I'm sorry for.
But then I don't
anyone
even remember
who's-
what. And then it was like, what even was it about? I don't even remember.
Well, it's about like her having a relationship with a guy who's like abusive.
oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
very sad.
But then what? How does that other guy fit in? I forget.
Atlas. He
Yeah.
was.
Atlas?
Yeah, his name
Atlas.
is Atlas.
Okay, her name is Lily Bloom. The guy's Atlas. The other guy was like
I can't remember his name.
something
so
weird.
like macho, like
Ryder or something like that.
Alex.
yes.
I don't think it was Ryder
Wait,
though.
no, that's Riker.
Am I? No, not. What? Can you look it up?
Is it Alex?
Reese.
Am I? No, that's from.
Oh, because I said macho. um,
Thank you.
no, it definitely starts with a
R.
It actually ends with us. It starts with R, but it ends with us.
And then she made a sequel that's it's.
Oh my gosh.
It starts with us,
Are you kidding me?
and it was like.
It's a prequel?
but it's in like his POV or something.
The whole book again, but in his POV.
Well, they're not
No,
together
no,
for a
no,
lot
no.
of it.
Ryle.
Ryle. Are you kidding me?
So it's a book about
It's
an
basically
abuser?
Kyle, but like
yeah,
Yeah.
Ryle.
No, because Colleen Hoover's mom was in an abusive
I think
relationship.
so, something like that.
And it's about like from a woman's perspective, like why she says kind of thing.
Ugh.
Like it's kind of trying to explore that whole idea, but it just is very like I don't know. It feels very like apologetic for the guy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like not. I don't know. I can't really speak to that experience, but it just doesn't feel right
Yeah.
because it's basically like they're together and he's not only like physically like kind of abusive, but he's definitely like mentally like gaslights her a lot, like you can tell. But she ends up pregnant, and they like break up, but are co-parenting, but he still has like major anger issues. But he's also like a neurosurgeon,
Oh.
and
This is kind of like the Maid vibes TV show.
I just
haven't
yeah.
seen it, but I know.
I think
what it
Colleen
is.
Hoover's like best book is Verity.
Which is I was gonna read that and then I stopped
Yeah.
reading.
Like that's the, like it's. I think that is her best book
Yeah,
that
that's
I
what I've
read,
heard.
and
That was
that's
the only
saying
Colleen
something.
Hoover I
Like, it's like
read.
an okay book,
Yeah.
respectfully. But like she writes about some crazy stuff, and then on the
Yeah.
back she's like, for my loving sons and my husband
Oh my
who
gosh.
I adore, and like she'll write the most feral like things in these books.
No, some of the 16s you're just like,
Oh.
Oh my god! In Verity, they are crazy.
what is Verity about? Because I honestly will probably never read it.
About the main character is this girl who is a writer,
Mm-hmm.
and she is basically taking over a book series from someone, a woman who, she didn't pass away, she's like incapacitated, basically. She can't finish this book series. So this main character wants to take over the book, or is offered to take over the book series. And so she moves into the house with like the original author's family to like be able to go through her office and like all of her notes and stuff like that to try and finish the series. But it's like a suspense, kind of like dark and twisted book, because spoiler, the wife is like not incapacitated and she's just pretending.
Oh.
And there's like this whole thing where like either the wife, the like original author, was like crazy, and she was like crazy and was like gonna kill the husband or something, and then he wrecked their car, and then like if he found out she was gonna kill him or something. I can't remember exactly how it is, but it's like,
where does the sex fit in?
the sex fits in.
Let's get to the point.
Really important. The main character and the husband,
Okay, that makes sense.
end up like falling in love. Nah. But it's
The
like
incapacitated wife, or that's not the main character?
the
The writer that's taking over the series falls in love with the incapacitated
wife's husband.
husband.
Right.
Yeah.
This sounds like a Hallmark movie.
It's insane. Like, there is actually so much to go. But basically, one time they're like having sex on the couch, and she sees the wife walk down the stairs, like, or like peek down the stairs, and then they just keep having sex. Like, literally the description is like, I saw her or something like that, but then, oh, it wasn't real, and like, oh, he was just so, and like they just keep having, like, she doesn't pause or anything. And then
That's
is like,
also terrifying.
Yeah.
If you're the girl too.
Yeah, like it's so like mind trick kind of thing, where like she can't tell if the wife is like moving around or not. Like, she keeps thinking she sees people in the windows and stuff like that. So it's like really scary.
Mm.
The other scene though that is so fucking freaking weird is the wife like was a freak. She was
The incapacitated one?
The incapacitated wife was a freak. And that's the main thing. As the writer is reading all these notes, this is where she is uncovering that the incapacitated wife was like crazy. Like, wanted to kill her kid crazy.
Whoa.
Like, that's what it is. That's what it is. So,
This is like a
I'm sorry.
horror book.
I could have it is like a horror book. I probably should have like thought about this before I started talking.
I'm gonna be so honest with y'all. I'm so lost.
Yeah, can I
I'm following
give
it.
a very, very brief restart synopsis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a famous author. I've already fucked up.
Did we just say like ill? Did you say
It's
ill
so
or
many
something?
syllables.
It's so many syllables, yeah.
Ill.
Coma induced.
Ill.
You just be like,
Ill.
Okay, wait. I can do this. Okay, famous author. Daughter dies. And
did you say that before?
no, I didn't.
Okay.
I remember this
That's
happening.
when she wanted to kill.
No. Famous author daughter dies, and then gets into a car accident soon after the daughter dies, and is incapacitated. So she's like
Injured. Why do we say injured?
Injured, but
Oh,
but
yeah,
she's not
yeah,
just injured.
yeah,
Like, she
yeah, that's
can't.
true.
She's like,
Let's just
pull the plug.
Yeah.
like, she's in like hospice care basically, but like in the house.
Okay.
They still have a son, and the husband decides to go out and find another author to finish her like main series, because he's like, it's what she would have wanted, kind of thing. And
So she's incapacitated in the sense that she cannot speak as well.
she can't speak. She like maybe like will squeeze someone's hand, kind of thing.
Oh.
Like, she doesn't get up and move. She
That's
doesn't
like a
talk.
tough thing to fake.
Doesn't talk to people and stuff like that. Well,
I really want to know. Okay, go on.
So he finds a girl to replace his wife, to replace his wife as like the author, and so she moves in with the family and is going through the author's like office and notes and everything. And as she's going through, she like finds these journals where the famous author like kind of journaled about her life basically. And throughout the book, basically she's reading these journals and kind of figuring out that the wife was like crazy, like very like narcissistic. Like, when like there's some excerpt that she like kind of hates her kids and is like wanted her husband to herself and like didn't want kids. And so throughout the book, she also starts falling in love with the husband, the like little girl, the younger author. Oh my god, that was. Can we cut that? The new author is like what I meant to say. She starts falling in love with him, and they like have some crazy sex and stuff. I don't know. But she also starts being like, this wife is like crazy, like murdered her daughter. Like she thinks that she like drowned her daughter or something, and also is thinking that she's seeing the wife like get up and walk around and stuff like that. And then it all kind of like culminates in her telling the husband, I think, what she thinks. And he's like, no, I know. And he's like, I found the journals that the girl found basically before like after the daughter died. Mm-hmm. Because what happened when the daughter died is the wife was like alone with the kids. And so he's like, no, I found it. And like, he basically was driving them in the car and like wrecked the car on purpose. And then
he was driving them?
He was driving, wrecked the car on purpose, pulled the wife out of the passenger. He thought she was dead. Pulled the wife out of the passenger seat, put her in the driver's.
Was driving
a car.
Just the
wife.
I gathered that he was driving a car.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He was driving just the wife.
Just the wife.
Okay.
Yeah. This is like after they find out, maybe after the funeral. I don't know. Like it's a little bit.
But they still have a kid.
They still have one son. Yeah.
So he was just trying to kill the wife.
He just wanted to kill the wife. Like he
murdering
was so
his daughter.
Angry. Yeah.
Got
he was
it.
like, so angry. He
I
like.
think he could have done that in a better way.
Yeah.
Than almost him dying too.
Yeah.
Go on.
And then, but it turns out she didn't die, obviously. But he couldn't just come out and be like, you know. And the wife obviously knows that he tried to kill her. Mm-hmm. So she's scared for her life. So like that's why she's been faking it this whole time. And she's been trying to figure out a way to like escape with her son. But like you think she's crazy, right? Like you think she murdered her daughter. At the end of the book, the girl, the like new author who like moved in with her, like with the husband, like they're gonna be a new family now, finds
She moved in with the husband?
Moves in. There's this whole battle. She kills I think she ends up killing the wife. I could be speaking wrong, but I think the wife ends up like actually dying. But she finds a letter in the like floor of the wife's room, and it's this letter like to her husband or just I think to someone, basically like fully explaining and like kind of convincingly explaining that all of her journals were like her notes of like how she was going to write a book, because she was writing like horror books. And so she was writing about her life from the perspective of like what someone in a horror book would do. So all these journals that her husband and then the new author found weren't actually like her real thoughts.
Did she ever explain what happened to her daughter?
Her daughter just it was like her daughter just drowned. Like it was like they lived on a lake, and it was like her daughter drowned because she like fell out of the boat or something.
So
can't
we're
remember.
set up to believe that the wife is the evil one, but really it's the husband.
Well, you don't know. Because it's like that's the whole thing is like, do you believe the letter that the wife wrote? Was she just trying to like save her ass and like, you know, like you think she's like this really smart like manipulator who has like done all this stuff.
Right.
So did she just write this letter to try and save her ass? And like, or do you believe like the manuscript that she wrote about like her life?
Whoa.
So it's like you don't know, but it's also like, is the new author like kind of fucked up too, because she found this letter, then she like burns it. She doesn't do anything, like she doesn't tell the husband or anything. So, and also is the husband crazy? Like he sounds pretty fucked up too.
Yeah, he literally tried to kill her.
Yeah, and the son knew the whole time that the mom
I forgot about the son.
wasn't like.
She was like, was he like helping her?
He wasn't like, he would just like go in her room and like play with her, and that was also like kind of the creepy thing is he would be like, well, mommy, and then like they would be like, what do you mean, like she can't move, like she can't talk, stuff like that.
This sounds like a good book.
Like I think that's her best book, and like
Oh,
even
nice.
after reading other stuff, like it's okay. It's very complex, but I think I probably read it in like a day or two, like over winter break.
How long is it?
Very short.
I'm
Like-
gonna read this.
It's probably the size of It Ends With Us.
Wow.
Yeah, I have it.
That's
If you
a
wanna borrow
crazy
it.
premise. I would love that.
I should have it.
Yes, so
Wait, anyway,
that was
sorry.
the plot of
They should see
Verity.
why they should turn that into a movie, not It Ends With Us.
Yeah.
There's something like I
Yeah.
feel like when you were describing it, it's reminding me of almost like, you know, the didn't we watch like Haunting of
Hill House.
I think Bly Manor is the one I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we watch that?
Yeah, we watched one of them or both.
I think it was the second one. Like I don't think I watched the original one, but I think the Bly House is the second one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we watched it. That was, which again, I'm not really a horror or spooky person, but that one was it was good. It was scary.
I like it when they're like mysterious. Like I don't like Paranormal Activity or something like that.
Yeah.
But I like when it's like mysterious like that.
I also hate when it's not clear though.
Oh,
Like at the
yeah.
end where it's kind of ambiguous, where it's like, okay, well, I don't know who's in the right and who's in the wrong.
Yeah.
I like to know for sure.
You
I
won't
want
know
it to
with
be
that
like
one.
a big reveal though. You know, like
Yeah.
where you're like like jaw drop, like oh my god, it was actually the son who killed. You know, like something like.
Which that's to me that's what it was. To me, I was like at the end I was like like the wife was a good person the whole time. But then like on social media I think is where I found people were like
Goodreads.
Probably Goodreads, yeah. Like or like I've honestly probably TikTok where I saw people arguing like, well, do you believe the letter? Like, do you believe?
Because it is
the
a lot of
manuscript?
evidence against her. Except for that one
because
letter.
the manuscript was like very detailed stuff of her life, and it was like
Like,
I
why don't she
remember.
include personal details if she's writing about someone
Yeah,
else?
it was like very personal details, and it was like her talking about her kids and how much she like hated them. Like, so it was like really, but like in the letter she explains it was like it was some exercise my editor wanted me to do to try and get more in the mindset of someone who would like be the main character in one of my books, which is like kind of like people like I mean writers do that like they have to get like in the head space, but
Interesting.
But
so
also,
it's like hard.
If she hated the kid though, why would she encourage him to come like play with
That's
her?
that's like you don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like that's like
Whoa.
it's decent.
You sold that well.
Yeah. I also didn't read or watch Call Me by Your Name,
Oh, okay.
but you can talk about that.
I mean, we've mentioned it on other
Oh, you have?
episodes, just the movie itself, but I can briefly be like, I would talk about it. Because, like,
I feel like it's supposed to be really hard to edit.
I've gotten better at it, honestly.
Really? Because
Yeah.
like that whole thing, I feel like is not gonna be like I just explained the plot of Verity.
I might
and,
just
like,
cut parts of it where it was, like, repetitive. Or, like,
Yeah.
when you did it the first time, I might cut
yeah,
that
I
one
would
out.
cut that whole thing because that was like completely wrong. I think I forgot exactly what happened.
But yeah, with Call Me By Your Name, I watched it first and then read the book. Because I watched it, like, a couple years ago and then read the book when I was
Maybe more people need to do that.
reading my hair. But I don't know. It's different. That's the thing is one thing with like reading something and then watching something is it's almost like you're spoiling it for yourself because you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't know. I guess reading and then watching is better normally. I feel like
Yeah.
because then you're like visually seeing. I don't know.
I feel like it depends on the book.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was saying. Like with if it's like something that has like a big shock factor, it's like almost like you don't need one or the other because then you already
true.
know.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
if like Knives Out or something was like a book. I don't know if it is a book, but like reading that after knowing what happens in the movie or vice versa, like it doesn't have the
Yeah.
same effect. With like because I was talking about like Call Me by Your Name briefly, but like because I read that after I watched it. And I was just curious because I know that the writing is really beautiful. So I honestly thought it was a little bit harder to follow in the book than it was on screen. And there were a few things that were left out definitely in the movie. I don't know. For that one, I preferred the movie. But that might just be because I watched the movie first and loved it so much.
Fair.
And then I started reading the second one, Find Me, the sequel. And I couldn't get through it because it's about the dad and not Timothy Chalamet. So it was like harder to read.
Yeah.
I feel like when it comes to like big fantasy or world building books, it is helpful to like see the movie first.
Yeah.
Like thinking specifically from a Dune perspective.
Oh.
Like I watched the movie first, had no
Right.
idea what was going on. Then I read the book and I could like not only could I visualize the people and like the environment, but I also could
Right.
like pronounce the words better and I had
Oh, I
like
guess
a
that's true.
small grasp of what was going on.
That's a good point.
So I was
Oh, I
just like
feel like
so
it would-
lost.
I feel like that would be opposite though. Because if you read it all, then you know all the like background, you know all the
But what if you read it all and you picture
details.
it a certain way?
Yeah, that's true. It might have to be a situation
Also,
where
you,
you watch, read, watch.
Yeah, exactly. Or also like you can watch, wait like a couple months and then read and then you're like, okay, I'm refreshed.
Yeah, right.
What are you laughing at? What's so
It's
funny?
just like funny.
It's so serious. I'm so serious. It's so silly.
This is a
guide
really
to
serious podcast.
watching and reading.
We should write a book and then make a movie about the book and then
Watch it
yeah,
and then read it.
and then read it back.
Yeah. Run it back.
Um,
What if you read it while you're watching it?
Isn't I was watching Brooke, like the podcast and whatever, and Brooke was saying that there's
I was watching Brooke.
I just
I was
figured
like in her
people
window
know
the other night.
people know who I'm talking about. But she's saying that this book series that she's on, I don't know remember what it is, but there's like a book series where it's like a tandem read, where you read two.
That's Throne of Glass.
That's Throne of Glass.
That's Throne of Glass. And
Yeah,
it all
that's what
comes
she's
back.
reading right now.
How does that work?
It all
It's like
comes
you
back.
read like 2 chapters in one of the books, and then you go to the
Yeah, I
other
just
book
finished
and read
reading
it.
No.
And then like
no, you have to. I just finished
Like
the
you
canon
have
read.
to read it that way, or it's just like
it
You don't
enhances
have to.
it.
But it's like it's canon.
so it's the books are happening in the same time period.
Yes, but they're 2 different people.
Oh, wait.
I mean, well, actually, it's multiple different people. But like, because like I said, she
Give me
does
all the
like.
information in the same book.
But it would be a really long book.
So
She,
she's
like-
putting it up into 2 books.
She likes to switch between perspectives a lot, which like she does that in Throne of Glass at least. Like she does that a bunch in each book itself. Here, right, this is it.
Been recording.
That's too many words.
Like it tells you.
That's crazy.
Like yeah, I was like checking it off.
That's
Oh my
so
God.
crazy.
Yeah. It was good though. I think it was necessary though because like I would have gotten bored with like one of the some parts of the book.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't want to keep reading it.
Mm-hmm.
The tandem read took me forever to get through.
Now that Alex is back, we can talk about Where the Crawdads Sing briefly.
Okay. Shall we?
Yeah, that one was one where I read it first. Because the movie came out a little bit after I finished reading, I think. I just had heard good things about it. But I mean, the book itself is really good. I think there's controversy with the book too
Is
because
there?
something about the author, like about like a murder or something. I don't know. There's
Uh-oh.
something. I'll have to look it up. But there was something where everyone was like, she's writing from true like stuff that's happening in her.
Oh, like the
or
author
something.
murdered someone?
Something like that. I think I could be very wrong, but
Murder.
but I was excited for that one because I really like Daisy Edgar Jones.
Oh,
I was trying to think of this.
Daisy Jones in the Six.
I really like the actress. I think she's very good, and I think I was a little disappointed. Like if there was no book, or like if I hadn't read the book, I would have liked the movie a lot more. I think I think it was one of those situations where like the book was so good that I was so excited, and then the movie let me down. But like it was a good movie. It just was not as good as the book. You know?
I'll have to read it then.
Yeah.
Because I watched the movie and I really liked it.
Because it was also, again, one of those things where it's like I knew what was going to happen in the
Right.
end. And so the reveal was less
I think that's
exciting. And
what
like
has
also
kept me
there's,
from reading it.
because of the format of a book, obviously there's certain things that are like, you can't, unless you have like a narrator, there's certain things you don't find out unless they like show you.
Yeah.
So like, and then the format of the book, I think like I can't remember how it started. Either in the book it started off with one scene, like the scenes were kind of flopped.
Oh, interesting.
Like certain things where it's like they did a like fast forward or rewind in time and they started with that and they went back versus, I don't remember. I'll have to look at the structure, but you just watched it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I just watched it, and I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I think that was clearly a book or a movie that I would have been better as a book, or that I would have enjoyed more reading than.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I really liked reading it and I thought it was really entertaining because there's a lot of mystery involved, obviously, but yeah, the movie just didn't do it for me. It was pretty to see it, and it was fairly similar to what I was envisioning, so that was cool, but still, meh.
What did you think of the song at the end as the credits did?
I don't remember what it is. Is that Taylor Swift song?
Yeah, it's Taylor Swift. She always comes back.
I don't remember it, if I'm being so honest with you guys.
I don't remember it from the movie. Just remember it because I've heard it on Spotify.
Yeah. Didn't she get an award? Or, never mind, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, do you want to do a final one?
Final one. Let's talk about.
You do.
But, I don't know. Oh wait! Oh, it's a book series called Fallen. It's a very niche book series. Like I don't think anyone I know has read it. So, but it was my favorite when I was like in middle school. It's a very middle school book, but it got turned into a movie, and is now being turned into a show because the movie flopped so hard. But the book is still like decently popular, so they're trying to make it into a show. Movie is terrible. I've watched it twice and can't tell you who's in it. I can't remember it. Like I remember the first time I watched it, or I don't remember the first time I watched it. I remember like the second time I watched it, I was like, I could have sworn I watched this, but like I don't remember it. Like that's how unremarkable it is. Like it's truly terrible that my brain blocked it out. It's very bad.
What's it about?
It's
Brief synopsis.
very brief.
This time.
Get her.
It's about fallen angels,
Oh my gosh.
and that's like all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah,
What did they do?
they fell.
Speaking of fallen angels,
Are they fae?
But they have magic.
Right.
we can talk about after. Briefly.
Not a fan.
What is after?
It's those it was like the fan fiction about Harry Styles, about like One Direction that got turned into that movie series.
The Freak?
You know.
No, but just go on.
Go on.
It's basically like this girl Tessa.
Not a fan.
I don't even remember anything about it if I'm being
She's
so honest.
Like I don't know. She goes to college.
She's a writer or something.
She's a goody. She goes to college. Decides she wants to
And then she
mess
meets-
around with a bad boy.
She meets Harden, Harry, and he's like on a leather jacket. Like he's got
British.
tattoos. He's British.
He's a bad boy, but he's also rich.
Ooh.
Thank God.
But he's damaged.
Damn it.
But rich.
And so there's like 3 books of them in a
Yeah.
really strange relationship.
Very toxic.
Ooh.
It's one of those movies you can't look
Dylan
away from.
Sprouse is in the second one. It's that. So have you ever heard of
Who's Dylan
fucking
Sprouse?
Trevor?
No.
The line, fucking Trevor.
Tessa, truth or dare?
You know what my favorite book to movie
I dare you
adaptations
to
are?
kiss Harden.
My favorite book to movie adaptations.
What?
50 Shades of Grey.
I think did you guys watched that in our dorm? I think Jonathan, you, and JT. I think you guys were all sitting on the floor like this.
Hamina.
Yeah, we watched I think the first one. That is such a crazy movie.
Yeah.
That is, I don't know.
And they made so many of them.
Yeah, they made and then they get married. Don't they get married like in the first one?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. I've only seen the first one.
We can watch
You're
it.
lying.
I couldn't tell you what happens in that movie. I have never seen it. But I really
Why are you
want
so
it.
suspicious?
Perhaps.
Um,
I would read it though.
We
If
know
it had
you.
berries in it.
just imagine Christian. Isn't Christian Grey?
Yeah.
Just imagine Christian. Oh my God, we have a visitor. There's a bee at our door.
A worker bee. Hey, buddy.
Get back to work. We don't want you.
They're
He needs
gonna
water.
carve a hole in your wall.
Maybe they can kill the
You would.
roaches.
Oh.
Did you just go shivers? Just imagine Christian Grey as
With like
a
pointed
fairy.
ears.
Yeah.
What ferrymen provide?
Yeah, and they have wings.
Oh no. They don't have. Okay. They can have wings if you
They
want.
don't have wings?
No.
Doesn't I thought Reese has wings.
Oh, he does, but that's a whole other thing. He's a
Well,
different-
that's who I'm thinking
he's a
of.
different species.
So they're just normal looking people with magic.
No, they're like stronger and taller and better than you could ever
So like
imagine to be.
elves.
Yeah. Honestly, elves isn't right. They
Aren't
have,
elves tiny?
No, like elves
Oh.
like in Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Are
Like-
there any hobbits in this book?
Think
too?
like Legolas.
Legoland?
Legolas.
Legoland?
Legolas.
Okay, I'm thinking of Legos.
I love Legos.
What about them?
I
The
don't
flowers.
remember.
Flower, gleam and glow. Shop.
I love that. Let's talk about book to movie Firework?
You know what?
The camera just explodes.
You know what I just watched?
I feel like it's a fine from MLC.
You know what I just watched? Speaking of
You know
flower,
what we just watched?
flower gleaming glow.
Yeah.
Flower
Wait,
gleaming.
Lily, what did you just watch?
No.
Wait, Lily, did you
I
watch
just-
something?
That's
What?
all the time we have for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching.
I've been slouching this entire time.
Perfect. I'll edit it in post. I'll fix it in post.
Thank you, producer.
Basically, I just watched Barbie as Rapunzel, so just wanted to throw that there.
Margot Robbie? As
It's called Barbie as Rapunzel, but it's the Barbie Rapunzel movie.
But it's called Barbie as Rapunzel?
Yes, because
Big
Barbie is playing
fan.
Rapunzel.
of Island Princess Barbie.
We talked about this in the last episode, but Island Princess Barbie is one of my favorites, but I cannot stand that fucking elephant.
The pink one?
No, she's blue.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, Bibble.
Yes.
Is that Thumbelina?
No, that's in Mermaidia and Fairytopia. We showed you saw,
Don't
Now
mind
that's a
me.
fairy.
you saw Swan Lake. We showed you Barbie and Swan Lake.
Yeah, stop pointing at it. Those were good movies, I won't lie.
And then,
Swan Lake
didn't we
was
show you
good.
12 Dancing Princesses?
Yeah.
That's my favorite. 12 Dancing Princesses. I think that's enough. I think we can
I
wrap.
concur.
How long was that? Like 12 hours?
I digress. It feels
Hour
like I've been
11?
here for years.
Okay. Everyone thank Ashley for joining us today. For
Thank
just
you,
for stepping out of her
Ashley.
room.
Thank you, Ashley.
And I hope you guys learned something about books today.
Yeah.
You shouldn't say you guys, you should say you all. Or folks.
I hope y'all
That's
learned
orientation
something
later.
today about books. Hope you guys are literate now. Sorry I said you guys again.
I hope you
Is
all
that
will
bad?
stand
I always
behind
say
me
you guys.
as I fight to not let Akatar become a movie.
Yeah, she's starting a petition.
She's going to the boxing gym.
I'm running for president. Watch out, Joe.
Jojo Siwa, watch out.
Oh my god, I can't even think about
Karma's
that.
a bitch.
Did you guys watch the video?
Oh, did I?
No. Can
We
watch
watched it. Yeah, we can watch it. We watched it before going into class. There was like a crowd of us crowding around someone's
Bad.
computer, and I was screaming. It's scary. It's horror.
There was like a crowd around a computer, and Lily was just
I
in
was like,
screaming.
ah!
She wasn't in front of the computer. Like, she wasn't watching the video.
I was just
She was
watching
not
their reactions, and I was like,
She was just screaming. Something else
um,
was going on.
yeah. Yeah, so
Mic drop.
again, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next week.
See you next
See
Tuesday.
you in the tomorrow.
I'm gonna have to cut that though because that's way too inappropriate.
Producer will fix that.
Oh yeah. Sure.
End of it.
Okay. Bye guys. Thanks. for
Mic drop
watching.
again.
I should have known better.
If I had a wish. Wish I never effed around.
Yeah.